1941. Play that silky tune and let me show you how to love. Burning, the crowd is a-jumping like 1941. Moves overflowing, the crowd is a-roaring. The men are always scoring like 1941. We're swinging for fun. I wanna party like it's 1941. Jazz it up, jazz it up. You better jazz it up. You better jazz it up and move. Jazz it up. Be shy and don't you cry. Better times are coming by. Grab your shoes, good riddance blues. Let the music be your muse. Swing your hips, feel the beat. Seconds until minions spawn. An enemy has been slain. Enemy slain. Shut down.
has been slain. Shut down. turret has been destroyed.
Skyrocketing! Wait. How the fuck is it skyrocketing? We're all at home. I thought. How is it? How is this thing going? I thought it was all based off of revenue streams and quarterly earnings, and nobody's working. I get Amazon shit. Everybody's at home ordering. That shit should be skyrocketing. Well, fuck you, Jeff Bezos, and thank you, Jeff Bezos, all at the same time. Like, but how is it still going up, bro? I thought this is all based off of money coming in. Everybody's at home. Look, man, shut the fuck up, okay? Just Just look at the arrow. God, can't you just shut your mouth and just be happy that the arrow's going up? No, I can't, bro. We need money. Look, here's $1,200. Hush money. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. That'll last me a week. I appreciate that. Stop trying to distract me. How the fuck is this arrow going up, though? For real. Homelessness is all-time high. Look, aliens are real. Chew on that for a little bit. What? You talk to them? Yeah, bro, all the time. It's crazy. Just look at the arrow. All right, no, still, like so many unemployed, 50 million people unemployed. How the fuck is the arrow going up, bro? Look, Jada cheated on Will Smith. Chew on that for a little bit. What? Why, Jada, why? What happened? Something about entanglements. I don't know, it's crazy. Just look at the arrow. Just look at the fucking arrow. No, for real. Stop trying to distract me, bro. How is this arrow still going up, okay? Please explain yourself. Look, I got a hot tip for you, okay? Cryptocurrency. What the fuck is cryptocurrency? It's these little people inside of a computer, and they're just mining. They're just mining for these digital coins, okay? What you do is you move the real fake money over to the more real fake money. And what you do is you just move, once you have more real fake money, you move the real fake money over here and you just keep doing that. I'm so confused. Hey man, I got another hot tip for you, NFTs. What the fuck is the NFT?
To Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned. Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy killing spree.
So in this video, what I want to talk about is like a misconception that I had as a developer when I was first getting started. And it's no different now, 14 years later. And it's something I think a lot of beginner developers probably don't know. So I'm just going to go ahead and point that right out. And that is that you can't jump into a complicated existing code base without some sort of context, meaning understanding, overall understanding of how all the pieces are plugging and playing together. So if anybody was like, okay, yeah, you want to learn how to be a programmer, go ahead and start contributing to some big open source project, get your name out there and, you know, understand all the ins and outs and all this stuff. And then you can, you know, be a contributor and everybody's going to notice that. You'll get a job, make a bunch of money and all that. The thing is you really can't do that. It's just simply not possible. At least I would say for 99.9% of all people out there. Unless you have absolute genius level capabilities that I can't even comprehend, and or like you have actual on the job training, or you have no life whatsoever, I guess, maybe outside of code. And that will only last you for so long because you will burn out. So if all you do is code all day long, every day, you're going to burn out. You definitely will at some point. So when I was first getting started, I used to think I could jump into like, okay, I liked Python Django, and actually Web2Py was a framework that was competing with Django. Django was like the first real web framework I fell in love with. And this is after I switched from Perl to Python, and I fell in love with Django. Well, not at first, actually. So I jumped into Django. I'm like, this thing's too complicated, too much stuff going on. Web2Py was like an up-and-comer, and I thought I could jump in early and like contribute a little bit. I'm like friends with the creator of that. I don't even know what's going on with that project, but the creator was a professor at university in Chicago. And anyway, like we're like Facebook friends even now. I don't even know the dude really, but it was because I was jumping into programming. I was sort of being an active member, even though I couldn't really help anybody. But I was just like showing the enthusiasm and interest in the project early on. This was way, way back, more than 14 years ago, or maybe at least 14 years ago. So back then, I couldn't jump into the project, and it was a much smaller project. It was nowhere near as complicated as Django. I think it was easier with just some really good documentation to get up and running quickly. And Django's documentation is like, it's some of the best I've ever seen. So they've always done a really good job at documentation. But as a young developer, I just couldn't even understand it. There was just too much going on. So I tried to jump into the Web2Py project, and eventually I ended up switching back to Django, and that's when I fell in love with Django, and I started using Django. And really that was how I launched my projects. That ended up getting me in front of managers and finally getting me, convincing them to hire me as a developer, and then I was able to just work my way up from there. But the main point behind this video is that you just simply can't, even if you're experienced or you're not, like you can't jump into a middle of a code base and just start plugging away, at least in my opinion, not effectively. Now, maybe if somebody's going to hold your hand and be like, dude, this isn't going to work because of this, and this, and eventually you bang your head against the wall 1,000,000 times or 1,000 times or something, you'll start being more productive, and then you can actually be a contributor at that point. But let's look at an example like React, right? One of the most popular front-end client-side libraries that are out there. It's for user interfaces, but it doesn't matter if it's for back-end, front-end, for embedded systems or whatever. We're just looking at React as an example. Pretty much every code base out there, there's only a limited number of contributors. So if we look at React, there's like 1,558 contributors. That means people that contributed to the source code. So I would be considered one of them for the Django project, and I didn't do anything with Django. I did like one contribution, and I don't even remember what it was, but it was nothing to do with the core code of it. But I would be listed as one of those contributors even though I know nothing about it. Meaning I know nothing about Django's core code versus I know how to use Django, but I didn't actually write any of the core code. So if we look at the React example, we'll go ahead and click on contributors here in GitHub, and you can see it's a very active project, tons of stuff going on with it. It's continuing to grow. The #1 contributor right now is Mr. Dan Abramoff. All right, so this dude, like, he wrote Redux, he got hired by Facebook, and basically he's been running React since that time. So you can see he's all involved in React. And I mean, he's really the face of React at this point. And he's been that way, obviously, all the way back to 2017 at this point. Before Dan Abramoff, it was probably Sophie here. So Sophie was the main person before Dan Abramoff. You could see that this is where they left. And she actually had some issues with the company. So like there's like news articles on that and stuff like that. But it's a totally different discussion. Sticking to the facts here, though, what my point is that React itself is written by only a handful of people. There's only a handful of people that truly know React's core code and can write new features of React and actually do it without breaking a bunch of existing stuff. When we go down this list, that's about it. Like, we stop. So the React project is, you could argue here that it's basically 5 people, maybe 6, 7, 8, maybe 8 people. And then if you wanted, as we look into this, if you want to count somebody that was really involved back in 2014, the point being is, like, you can't just jump into the React project no matter how good of a programmer you are and then just start writing a bunch of features. It just doesn't work that way. And the funny thing is that it's not just with React. It's basically like that with pretty much every project that is out there. Like, if you look at all these different projects, look on GitHub, look at the contributors, there's always like 1 or 2. Here's a popular 3D library written in WebGL. It's like a higher level WebGL. Mr. Doob is the genius level behind this, and I've always looked up to him as a programmer. Like, he's the type of programmer I just can't compete with. The dude's got brains that I just will never be able to compete with. But that being said, even this project with even more contributors has like just the same amount of core contributors. That's it. Like, Mr. Doob is basically doing the whole thing. Find any sort of GitHub project that is truly distributed amongst a bunch of different developers. You'll be hard pressed to do it. They just don't exist. What is the point? Jumping into existing complicated ass logic that somebody else wrote is almost an impossible task unless you have a full context, full training on what it is that is going on with that project. There's so many edge cases in programming, you'll never understand all of them if you haven't been involved, like thoroughly involved. So yeah, you can contribute to a major project, like I contributed to Flask and Flask sitemap and Django, and I did more with Flask sitemap actually, but like but like something like Django, I can be a contributor to Django, but really I'm not. You know, I'm not even close, and it's not even like I'm like I would be down on the bottom of that list. But the point being is, like, it's like that almost with every single complicated code base I've ever seen in my life, whether it's in a corporation or open source or whatever. There's always just a handful of people that have been there from the beginning or that have the full context, the full understanding. And then that's where they get that job security and they get the titles of like, oh, this person knows more than everybody else and all this. But of course they would. They've been involved in it from Jump Street. So don't feel bad if you find that I can't understand what is going on with a complicated code base, because that is the situation with a lot of people. And that is why you find that programming can be really, really fun when you're building your own side projects, because you are that core contributor. If you're learning to code, I recommend you check out my website, codehawk.com. My courses are fast, to the point, without the fluff that you'll find on other competitor sites like Pluralsight and Udemy. One of the reasons why you'll want to learn with me is that I'm a self-taught engineer myself. I never went to school for any of this stuff. I've been doing it for over a decade now, professionally. The biggest reason you should use CodeHawk is that it's one price for everything. I try to make this as affordable as possible. Instead of having to purchase 15 to 20 different courses on Udemy or an expensive monthly subscription to Pluralsight, it's one price for everything on CodeHawk. Front end, back end, full stack. It has courses on all the latest web development technology. The courses range from beginner to advanced. So if you want to learn the latest web technology, give CodeHawk a look. There's demos for all of the courses that are out there right now. In addition, there's also my personal vlogs, which I'll be adding more to. So content that I don't release to YouTube is available on CodeHawk.
Rampage. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed the turret. slain.
Rorikstead's a nice enough little hamlet, but a boring posting for a guard. If a dragon attacks, well, then it'll be a different story. Watch the skies, traveler.
I really need to stop saying that Skyrim has peaked, because the modding community for this game is so crazy dedicated. There's an absolutely game-changing mod on the Nexus what feels like every 3 months. And it always seems like, okay, this is it. Like, wow, how is this even possible? So glad Skyrim is finally at its full potential. And then stuff like this comes out.
Oh my god, this is hands down the creepiest mod. Okay, alright. I'm gonna go find a male NPC.
At my current level of moddery, I have completely forgotten how vanilla Skyrim VR functioned, and notice I say function, not just what it looked like, how it functioned as a game. I don't remember what came with it and what has been modded in.
Do it. Shoot the arrow. Do it.
This mod that I have just downloaded is the last, at least I think it is, the last piece of the finish Bethesda's game for them puzzle. It's the last bit of VR interactivity with the world, and the most complicated part of interacting with the world. It's the Diddle NPCs mod.
Give me your face. Oh, that was a little close. This is so there are a lot. He's blinking. Oh, this is gonna get so weird.
Officially, the mod is called Plank, which stands for Physical Animation and Character Kinetics. But that's just what the lizard people want you to think it's called. It's the NPC Diddler mod, and it results in 2 things. The first of which I can talk about on YouTube. The second of which I most certainly cannot, but we're gonna try anyways, and you can thank the Atomic Mirror Brains for that, as well as my very real job that I'm somehow still working over a year into this YouTube nightmare.
Boom, we're recording. We're good. We're live. Okay, alright. See, this is why I don't stream. Please tell me I recorded, not stream.
The first thing this mod does, the thing I can talk about, is it changes how combat feels, because NPCs actually react to your hits now. And it's nothing super complex, they just collide with your weapon now. But when you remember that every weapon in Skyrim VR before this was essentially a lightsaber that would just pass right through enemies, it's still a noticeable improvement.
I've literally never used hammers in Skyrim VR, because when everything just clicks through, there's no impact. Why would you know what I mean? At least you can pretend that you're cutting with a sword, but these were useless. But now, hopefully, I immediately cut after the end of the sentence to me smashing into someone's skull with the most gruesome sound effect I can find on the internet. Oh, that's good. The heck? What did I just walk in on? Who are you, sir? Who are you? Thief! Oh, I can hit this guy with a hammer! Oh! Ooh. Oh, that's nice. It doesn't work every time, but when it works really well.
Plus, just like Blade Sorcery, you can grab enemies while fighting them, and they can still hit you when you grab them, even if you grab their sword. But it's still really fun to do. The possibilities for players who RP as assassins just skyrocketed thanks to this grab mechanic.
The man approaches with his weapon drawn.
That's what's making you nervous. I don't know why you feel nervous right now. Ow, stop. Give me the mace. Ow.
It's really nice. The combat feels as close to what Bethesda should have made as it can, I think. For a game from 2011, this VR combat is astoundingly good. Which brings me to, the other thing this mod is good for.
There's a lot of things that a person could do with this mod. Okay.
I'll put it this way. This mod is perfect for role-playing, right? We all RP from time to time. Skyrim is a role-playing game. That's what RPG stands for. So, examples of this could be shaking Delvin's hand after a good mission.
It was a pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure doing business with you. I wish you the best of luck.
Or disposing of a body by carrying it over your shoulder.
Don't mind me. I'll be taking this guy to where he belongs. Oh, wow, I even move slow when I carry this guy. This is full speed. No, you don't. I am not a criminal, okay? I am not a criminal. All right, let's dump him in these bushes. Nice. Just like Hitman. Just gotta drag him in a little bit further. There we go. Nice. No one will see that.
Or maybe... You know, it's a broad spectrum of immersion that you can achieve when you can physically move the NPCs in any way that you want. If you want to hit a shopkeep with a brick, you can hit a shopkeep with a brick. Pause. The time code to skip over me yelling at the Atomic Mirror Brains who give me bonus money for no reason is right there. Statistically, 20% of you are already back to watching the content. It's that easy, which is how it should be. And for the remaining 30% of you who still have me on in the background, I am so sorry that these people...
Oh, I missed.
A word of warning, though. You no longer phase through NPCs. You collide with them. So if you want to... Oh, boy. If there's a part of you that... No. Let's just say certain animations that require no clip. Animations that require no clip don't work anymore. Which animations require no clip? I don't know. Why would you even ask me that?
Hey, it's a pig. I just realized this is a pig. It's me. It's a pig.
Some would argue animations are better than imagination, in which case this mod is not something you would want to install. I would love to see what that debate looks like. But other than that, it is super immersive. To finally be able to push someone out of the way. Look at the armor someone is wearing. Start a bar fight. It's really cool.
She still makes the noise. Huh. Did I make her hit herself? No way.
But yeah, there it is. Skyrim VR continues to grow to its final state this many years later. I love this game with all my heart, and I would love to stream it if I could, but I'll have to settle for replaying Boneworks for the first time.
Can you not get up the stairs?
Thank you for spending your time here today. I'm under no illusion that I deserve it, but I do appreciate it. I really do. Mr. or 3% chance here, Mrs. Internet Stranger. I hope you had fun. I hope you got something out of it as well. And if you never hear my voice ever again after this, have a good life, at least as good as you can. And for the smooth brains that do want to see me again, I will see you at the beginning of this video, because I was barefoot the entire video, and I bet none of you even noticed. And I also bet a lot of you don't even care. Okay, goodbye.
You know what? I'm just gonna not wear shoes for the rest of the video and see if anyone says anything.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Nice. I don't know.
You know what you like when you like it. You know.
Yeah.
Like I drink Cabernet, and you know how they come to the table and tell you this valley, this is this.
Yeah.
And I just say, 9 ounce. And then, and if I like it, you know.
Yeah.
But
there was a documentary, I've talked about this before, but there's a documentary called Sour Grapes, and it's all about wine connoisseurs getting hustled by this dude who figured out how to mix wine to make it taste like old wine, and he put fake labels on them, and he sold them for hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars worth of wine this guy sold, like bottles for a couple $100,000, and unfortunately, he sold a fake bottle to the Koch brothers. And one of the Koch brothers, someone was like going through their collection, like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, oh, that's a blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, it's not. And then the next thing you know, he gets his wine examined, and you're like, bro, you have a bunch of fake wine in here. And then they find out this one dude had been making these fake labels and blending these cheaper wines together to try to create a taste that's similar to really expensive wine.
that's ridiculous. Everything that he went through, he could have just made a wine.
You'd think so, but he made millions. Millions and millions and millions
to
of dollars.
hustle people.
But he come from a criminal family. Like when they went into the whole family of it, like the family, one of the brothers had stolen a bunch of money out of a bank and like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Wasn't it like some insane amount of money? Remember that part? And you know he's on the run, he's hiding somewhere, and like so it's like the whole family's been con artists their whole life, and this guy just figured out a way to get in with these wine people. Because the way he did it was pretty genius. First, he started going to auctions and buying up really expensive wine. So he became known in the wine community as this guy, like, oh, he knows the wine, he knows. And then he said, I'm going to get rid of some of my wines. You know, I have too much wine, I know where to store it. So I'm going to sell some of my choice wines to like Sotheby's. So they would auction off some of his choice wines. And then the winery found out. And the winery's like, we never made that label on that year. Like, this is all fake. It's wild though, dude. Cause it's that thing. It's like people want exclusive shit. Cubans.
With sneakers, they find out some people are selling fake sneakers.
That makes sense.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you can make a sneaker. So
Yeah, it's leather. I mean, once you get past the printing of the soles, everything else seems like you could kind of do.
the only way that you can make a shoe exclusive, and this is just utterly ridiculous, if your shoe was put on the foot of the person that's buying it. Like,
Right, formed.
like Ken Griffith Jr. stepped in your shoe, or at least tried to put it on, held it in his hand, and then they sold it to you. And that's exclusive. He dealt with the shoe. Like all these Ken Griffiths over here are regular Ken Griffiths, but these are handheld
Right.
Ken Griffith Jr. sneakers.
And you would have to have like chain of custody.
Well,
From Ken to you. Yeah.
Well, it's a photo of him with a video of him
video.
touching your shoe, putting it in the box, and then it's coming to you.
And maybe like signing his name on the inside lip. Right? On the tongue just a little bit.
I wouldn't even tell them what it was. It would be something like they know when your shoe is authentic, that you don't even know that it has. Like, but you know, this is authentic. You got paperwork on it. But what makes it authentic? I don't know. Let me see your shoe. And then they turn around and they put some light on it, and they're like, nope, don't have it. It's like, then yes, because people, I don't know. It's like, what is exclusive? What is exclusive? Like, if you sit in first class on the plane, are you really getting anything other than getting exclusive?
But you're paying sometimes way more. Like what is it? A coach seat can be $400. First class might be $2,000.
And you go in the same place. So if the plane went down, like, do you live? Like,
No, you're more likely to die. The people in the back live.
like, do people say, Joe, I heard you was in a plane accident. Everybody died. You're like, yeah, I was in first class. Like, why would I be dead? Like,
Bags everywhere.
like you and 8 people, like the plane had done all type of flips and it's on fire, but
Yeah.
y'all have no idea. Y'all still in the front. Something's going on out there, I think. and then you get out and you get out of a box, a first class box, and you're like, wow, didn't know all that was going on. Everyone's going. Thank goodness this first class seat was available.
People love exclusivity though. They love to be above the herd, above the crowd. Look at me with my fancy clothes.
I said courtside one and realized that I had to walk up to get out and was pissed. Like all these the further I started going down, I was like, man, shit. Like, I gotta walk back up that way to get out. God damn it.
Why don't they have a courtside exit?
They-
Right? That would be exclusive. Real exclusive. Go through the locker room.
Yeah. Man, it was insane. All the steps that I had to take to go do anything. I was like, damn it.
I haven't gone to see a sporting event live in forever. And then I went the other night to Austin FC, the soccer game. And it's like 22,000 people in the arena. It was great. It was a lot of fun. I've never seen soccer live. It was great. Like, I appreciate it now. I watched it on TV. I'm like, not bad. But when you're there live and you see how fast those guys run and how much skill involved and tactics and strategy, but goddamn, leaving is a pain in the dick. When there's 22,000 people trying to get out of the same 2 lanes, like, oh, Christ. And then there's a light up ahead. You got to wait for the light to turn green. Oh, fuck.
It's, I thought of this. Because I had this new special that just came out. I thought as soon as it came out, they was going to invite me to a sporting event. Like, shit, we throw it on the list.
Throw the first pitch?
Throw the first pitch, shoot. Because in Houston, like, I see other people, I see lesser celebrities shooting the free throw from the line for charity, and I'll just be pissed. Like why haven't they called me yet to, I'm like special number 4. Like, what's the hold up? Like, what's the hold up on, who is not picking up the phone for me to shoot this damn shot?
Do you have a publicist that calls people for that?
No.
I think that's what it is.
That's what it is.
The people that get that chase it. They chase that shit. Yeah. It's like Hollywood Walk of Fame, like a star. You can get a star. You just have to pay for it. You have someone set it up. Like, there's a lot of people that have stars that you never heard of before. Just paid for it.
You just walk in like,
yeah.
Who is Rudy Jackson?
Exactly. It's not a joke.
Like, what he do? And he like right by the Starbucks. He's like,
walk down Hollywood Boulevard.
And then you find out that the homeless person down the way is Rudy Jackson. He's like, I used to be great, man. And then back to the bench.
Exclusivity is a thing, man. It's like people pay for fake exclusivity. There was just a bust. They busted. They said it was $10 million worth of fake Rolexes, and I'm like, well, they're fake. How they should be worth nothing, right?
Like, are you busting me for trying? Right? I'm the real loser here, sir.
The thing about a fake Rolex is, though, they can make a fake Rolex exactly like a real Rolex. Exactly, because they use 3D printing. So what they do is they'll take a model, they'll do a computer model of every single part in a Rolex. They take it apart and then they make a duplicate version of it. Every part, everything, every screw, every little wheel, every little mechanical piece inside that moves, and then they put it all together. Yeah, this is it right here. U.S. Customs and Border Protection said it seized 460 counterfeit Rolexes shipped to the U.S. from Hong Kong. You won't even be able to tell the difference, man. First of all, my eyesight sucks anyway. I can't. I have to put reading glasses on.
So it's a Rolex that I'm looking for. That they say that people, it's hard to find. It's the silver one with the green face. It's a Oyster 41. If anybody in Hong Kong making one of them, just and shit, I get the one I want. I'm like, I be hearing about women getting gifted things that's on their wish list.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that shit never. If I put a wish list together, they be like, you fucking bum, you a fucking beggar, Ali. Like
women can do it.
It's weird, and we always complain about. It's not always, but sometimes they complain about it's a double standard. It fucking is.
Of course it is.
If I go on the internet and put on a halter top and put a wet t-shirt, wet halter top on, and then and put it right up underneath my chest, I get no money. I get complaints of people. Hey, I need $10 for the shit you put on the internet. People requesting money from me, but you do it. Let a woman put on a wet halter top right beneath her breast, and just put on there donate. I guarantee you can be a millionaire.
For sure.
Easily.
There was a woman who was working for a friend of mine. She was just in production of his podcast, and she would take photos of her feet and put her feet on OnlyFans, and she was making $100,000 a month showing her feet.
The lady who does my feet has taken videos of my feet, and I've seen them on her page of other Korean ladies laughing. Look at the toe. Look at that baby toe. I think it's work.
Like, did you get your toes done? You get like pedicure?
Hell yeah, I go get a pedicure. Like, yo, I took one of the toughest dudes. Like, I always take some hood dude to something that's they deem as some non-manly shit. And I'm like, yo, listen, my man Papa Doc. He said his feet was hurting. Yo, gotta get you a pair of hose. So we got them.
Hope like grind shoes?
Yeah,
they're great.
Oh, especially. So I said, man, you got laryngitis, and I said, man, you got your feet. That's part of mental health care. Doing getting your feet. Like, man, I ain't fucking with it. I'm scared. I'm like, oh my man, I'm taking this home like this. Goddamn. Like, I'm gonna go with you. And he's like, I don't need shit. He go. I'm not fucking with it. I got you. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna take you to my place. And he said, all right. And I said, listen, before we get in here, we getting the deluxe. We getting the highest package. The lady gonna put all types of shit on your feet. Mayonnaise, all type of buttermilk. She gonna boil them up with acid. She gonna do everything to your feet. Trust me. One of the toughest dudes. I've had situations I've called him. He showed up with no problem. Like, yo, what's up? I'm killing everybody. But but you would think that I was taking him to the electric chair. Like, yo, man, are you gonna come in the place? Nah, I ain't fucking with it. He looking at it like it's a setup, like it's a mob hit. Like, who all in there? Man, listen. Elderly people come in here, women come in here, women feet be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Listen, So he sits down, takes his shoes off, and as soon as he put his feet in the water, I'm talking to him the whole time, just trying to get his mind off of it. And he's like, man, fucking water. And the water bubbling. Brrr. He's like, I see him easing up. Then she comes out with this tray of all sorts of fruit and oranges, put him on his legs. He's like, man, what type of fucking fruit salad shit is this? Right when he getting the cucumber rub between his toes and all that, he look over at me as he's drinking. They bring you drinks. I'm having a mimosa. He having the orange juice. He tell me I gotta stay on my toes. You can't stay on your toes in here, man. Your toes in the water.
He's on high alert.
This whole experience is not. It's supposed to be relaxing. The lady come in and she put his massage chair on, and he you can see it easing up on him. Before I know it, he in there sleep. Lady doing everything to his feet. If she saw him, she taking off his toes. She doing everything. I'm talking about, the lady took his feet off and just took him to the back with her. She was like, yo, there's a lot of shit going on. He walked out. He walking out. He turns to me and said, man, god damn, oh, that shit was amazing, man. Got me some new feet.
You converted him.
I like, he'll be back without me. He'll be back in there without me. He know where to go.
Yeah, but maybe. Sometimes it's hard. It's like going to the movies by yourself. It's a big leap.
Is it?
Some people.
Man, I go to the movies by myself.
But you're a comic and you go on the road. When you go on the road, especially if you got an annoying opening act.
Oh.
You know, if you go on the road and you're going to Cincinnati, you've never been to Cincinnati before, they got a local guy opening for you, and he's annoying. You know, and you wake up and it's 11 a.m. Like, fuck, what am I gonna do today? I'll go to the gym. No one's playing the movies. How can I play the movie by myself?
And I commandeer both seats on the side of me with vittles. I mean, because if I'm going to the movies, this is not a healthy experience. I want all the bullshit that's in it. I want Sour Patch Kids. I want the Twizzlers. I want. This is the only time I eat a box of fucking Thin Mint, the Junior Mints. I eat a box of them shits in the course of the movie with nachos. I need my nachos with jalapenos. I need my popcorn jalapenos. I put jalapenos in my popcorn. Ah, man, I'm just gonna have so much bad shit, and I need it in both chairs. And I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch, and I be on high alert too in movies sometimes, but most of the time I'm just sitting there relaxed. And I already have an exit plan. Somebody told me it was bullshit. I got exit.
This fucking kid shooting yesterday is just, that's when you think about exit plan. Like, people always want to think, you know, what would I do? What would I do if something happened? Like this elementary school shooting. This elementary school, it's the one I'm reading about, more fucked it is. They saw him go in. The cops didn't stop him. They didn't go in after him. He was in there for 40 minutes. For 40 minutes, parents are outside the video, the parents screaming at the cops, trying to get the cops to go in. Finally, Border Patrol gets there. Border Patrol goes in, and they kill him.
I talked about it today because it was on radio in Houston, and it said comes across shooting on Uvalde is what it said. So immediately we started trying to correct people because in Houston we have a street, Uvalde, and that's what people heard. So we went in correcting it, and it's in Uvalde, Texas. And I'm the first thing I'm like, who went to this school, like, and why? And why are we still in the same position over and over again? The level of concern that we have for children is really lackluster in this country, because why is this continue to happen? Why is it no security? Why was he able to even get in the school if you're looking at him and you know he doesn't go, if you don't want to stop him to even ask a question? I'm confused of why people with these issues go to the most, like, what, and it's like, why this place?
Because it's horrific. Like, they do it because it's the worst thing you can do. They're shooting little kids. You're going to an elementary school. You're getting like 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds. It's the most horrific thing, the most innocent.
And we know that this is a possibility, right? And we know that this has happened. So why don't lawmakers make the law a law to be, if you commit this horrific crime, if you go in, the consequence is so dire that this is like you get beheaded. This is, once again, it's back off to like.
Yeah, but these guys want to die.
Like,
it's a death sentence. They know, like, if that guy's in there for 40 minutes, he's not trying to live. He's waiting for someone to come in and kill him. That's a lot of these guys. It's a suicide run.
I think some feel like they're gonna live and somebody gonna make a movie about it. I think that you because if I would kill you before you even got you walking up, it's gonna be a problem, because you as soon as you walking up to the school, it's gonna be some resistance, because they know that there's no resistance to these places.
Yeah.
So we have to put up some walls of safety when we know that these things happen in this country, and people's mental health, and I'm not even blaming on mental health a lot of these things. It's this desire of sensationalism that a lot of these people have.
Yeah.
And you should combat it at all angles of it prior to having. Protection is preventive.
Yeah. Well, somebody pointed out, and it's a good point. How do we have $40 billion to send to Ukraine, and we don't have $40 billion to protect the schools?
Okay, exactly.
How do we? Where's the money getting allocated? But I said this about every single problem we have in this country. Every time there's like a report on the shootings in Chicago, I'm like, how do we have money to send to other countries when we don't have enough money to fix whatever's going on the south side of Chicago or Baltimore or parts of Detroit.
If we have this money, how's it poverty?
Right.
In this,
right.
Okay, so you find money for other things, but you don't find money to correct the problems here.
Exactly. It's almost like, well, it has to be. It's almost like it has to be profitable. Like, you remember when we invaded Iraq and Halliburton got these no bid contracts to fix all the shit we blew up?
Mm-hmm.
Give them a no bid contract to fix Chicago. Go in there, fix it. Go in there, set up community centers, set up whatever you can do to protect people, set up whatever you can do to educate people, set up whatever you can do to provide people with better housing, give them hope.
Do the country.
The whole country.
Do the whole country.
It can be like, if you've got that much money to go into these other countries and fix things. And this whole idea of us being the police of the world, how the fuck can we be the police of the world? We can't even police our own backyard.
How do I have a plan to eradicate homelessness, but the smartest people in this world don't have a plan?
What's your plan?
Simple. So in most cities you have these abandoned buildings. You have a lot of abandoned buildings. You go in, you refurbish this building, and you start people right at the top. And it's a tier system that as you tier out the door. So whatever your situation is, whether it's mental health, you get that fixed there. Whether it's financial literacy, you get that fixed there. Whatever your situation is, you get fixed in this building. That this is what this recovery center is for. Then you put them in jobs within the building, because it's ran by grants within the building to heighten the skills that they already have. And you ask people, what are their interests? What do they want to be? What were you before this happened to you? How did this happen? You get all that back information. And as they are tiering out, the money that's allocated for each particular client through this grant, half of that money is being put to the side.
Kelly, be right. Get out of my hair! Yeah, they're getting security guard right there. You got me messed up.